Dear students, these days we were studying the process of risk management, and today we have reached to the last stage of risk management. I'm sure that in the previous classes we had seen the three stages and especially the tools of risk management or the techniques of risk management we have studied, and mainly there were two: risk control and risk financing. Now after the study of the tools and techniques, we have to study the implement and monitor the risk management program. Okay, there are tools, there are techniques. We have identified the problem, we have measured the problem, then we have identified the tools and techniques which could be used, and now how we can implement them and monitor them effectively so that we can have a best risk management program. So in this study we'll see some details. So the fourth step is implement and monitor the risk management program. This step begins with a policy statement. A risk management policy statement is necessary to have an effective risk management program. What it says is one written down policy statement is very important. So state that what we are doing. So risk management statement should be written down that first. This statement outlines the risk management objectives of the firm as well as company policy with respect to treatment of loss exposures. Whenever the loss occurs, how we are going to control that. So that should be written with the objectives of the risk management and objectives of the organization keeping in mind both together. And you see, the moment a risk management program is written down there, everybody is aware what's the procedure to go on. Now, if there is an insurance, so suddenly they will, any loss occurs, they will inform to the insurance office. So that way. So it also educates top level executives in regard to the risk management process, establishes the importance, role, and authority of the risk manager, and provides standards for judging the risk manager's performance. So, while you are writing down the risk management policy statement, so it will include the what you call importance of a risk manager, role of risk manager, authority of the risk manager, and also it provides standards for judging the risk manager's performance, whether he is doing well or not. Is able to judge because if it is a written statement is there. In addition, a risk management manual may be developed and used in the program. The manual describes in some detail the risk management program of the firm and can be very useful tool for training managers, supervisors, and new employees who will be participating in the program. What it says is you have a written down program of risk management in every organization. So if like this danger happens, this way to go about. If electricity failure comes, what has to be done? If a building failure comes, what has to be done? How much loss it may incur? How much loss actually it has incurred? All the details are written down, a whole program there. So what happens is any risk manager may take up the responsibility of risk management. They can do their job very easily because they have a written down document, and some wherever alterations are required according to the situations, whenever required, accordingly they can change it or alter it. Writing the manual also forces the risk manager to state precisely his or her responsibilities, objectives, available techniques, and the responsibilities of other parties. So, because of this written down norms, he is very handy with the what his responsibilities are, what are the objectives, and what are the techniques available, and what is the responsibility of other people, what the cooperation other people have to give in the organization to the risk manager also known. Because now why I am speaking about the risk, this one what you call this risk manager's role here, because risk management is done by the risk manager. So, a risk management manual often includes a list of insurance policies. See, what all things includes? It includes risk management policy, agent and broker contact information. So, agent and broker contact information also it is including. Then, who to contact when a loss occurs? See, what when loss occurs, whom to contact. Then emergency contact numbers, it includes emergency contact numbers, then other relevant information. So you see all these things included in the risk management manual. So a manual is written down. So in that insurance policies whatever are there, whichever coverages are there, that is written down. Agent and broker contact information, who is contacting, that is also given there. Then whom to contact when the particular loss occurs, then emergency contact numbers, and all information related to the risk management is given. So, connected to the implementation, we have another topic and very important. This is in the cooperation with the other departments. So, cooperation with all the departments for the risk management is very important. The risk manager does not work alone. Other functional departments within the firm are extremely important in identifying loss exposures, methods for treating these exposures, and ways to administer the risk management program. These departments can cooperate in the risk management process in the following ways. See, risk manager alone cannot do many things because he cannot have an idea of all the departments. One who is working in a particular department, he will be having a better idea. Therefore, other functional departments within the firm are extremely important in identifying the loss exposures. He himself will not be able to identify. So, and how to deal with those losses also they will be knowing better. Therefore, he requires a cooperation from all the departments. And when in the what you call these departments can help the risk manager in these ways. See, one is accounting. So, internal accounting controls can reduce employee fraud and theft of cash. Accounting can also provide information on the tax treatment of risk finance alternatives. What it says is from the accounting department, keep a proper track, he may say, and they themselves are keeping a track and giving the information. Then, finance information can be provided showing the effect that losses will have on the firm's balance sheet and profit and loss statement. So, finance department, those who are dealing with the financial matters, especially those who are preparing the financial statements or the auditors whom you have appointed, from them you are getting all the details and information regarding the finance. Then marketing. Accurate packaging and product use information can prevent lawsuits. So safe distribution procedures can prevent accidents. So in the distribution, then marketing policies, and if there are any rules and regulations related to your product of the government and any other institute has to be looked into, and that could be taken care by the marketing department as well. What to be done with that? So legal aspects there. Then production. Quality control can prevent the production of defective goods and lawsuits. So effective safety programs in the plant can reduce injuries and accidents. So effective programs, whatever what you call proper ways of production methods, processes, that risk manager himself cannot be aware of. So the production manager will be well aware and well versed with that, and so he has to cooperate with the risk manager and explain to him the difficulties. Then human resources. This department is responsible for employee benefit programs, retirement programs, safety programs, and the company's hiring, promotion, and dismissal policies. Whatever that related to the human resource, there is a human resource manager who is well versed and who is aware of the his situation there. So whatever things that are pertaining to the human resource should be consulted, and how you can reduce the risk, even whether it is maybe a compensation to the human resource or the retirement problems, employee benefit problems, safety programs, so promotional programs, then dismissal policies, all those things has to be studied in detail. So what I want to say is, at the end, cooperation with other departments is very important. And then we have periodic review and evaluation. In the next, we require periodic review of evaluation. To be effective, the risk management program must be periodically reviewed and evaluated to determine whether the objectives are being attained or if corrective actions are needed. So, evaluation is one of the very important technique. That is also a part of implementation and review, because if you are not evaluating and reviews are not taken, you don't know whether that this one, what you call, technique is useful or not. So to be effective, you have to make a periodical review and evaluate it. In particular, risk management costs, safety programs, and loss prevention programs must be carefully monitored. So these programs need to be monitored, means every time observed. So loss records must also be examined to detect any changes in frequency and severity. Whatever losses that occur in a particular year has to be evaluated and examined to detect any changes in frequency and severity. You know how it happens. Frequency means how many times it happens. Severity means how much loss takes place. So retention and transfer decisions must also be reviewed to determine if these techniques are being properly used. So retention and transfers has to be looked after. Retention of money we have studied. I am not going to speak once again what it is that. Finally, the risk manager must determine whether the firm's overall risk management policies are being carried out, and whether the risk manager is receiving cooperation from other departments has to be looked into. So, other departments are cooperating or not should be seen, because the cooperation of the other department periodic in the periodic review is one of the important aspect too. So this is regarding implementation of the risk management program. And now we'll look into some benefits of risk management. So we have completed here four steps of the risk management process, and we are very clear what is the process. And remember that it is not a one question. Sometimes it may come directly as a write the process of risk management, but at the same time there are sometimes it may come tools of risk management. Then you have to write only risk financing and risk control. Sometimes only it may come explain a risk control, or sometimes it may come only risk finance, or sometimes the question may come asking individual aspects like explain the retention, non-insurance transfer, or captive insurance, self-insurance. Such are the topics will be asked. Therefore, remember that insurance risk management process is not a one answer to not one question, rather many questions. So now we have another connected topic, that is benefits of risk management. A formal risk management program enables a firm to attain its pre-loss and post-loss objectives more easily. So a formal means a systematic risk management program. As we saw in the implementation, you are writing down or making a manual. If such is there, then what you call you can attain the objectives why you are having a risk management, that pre-loss and post-loss objectives very easily. Pre-loss means reducing the loss, and post-loss means that loss, what happens after the loss, how you can control that. The cost of risk is reduced, which may increase the company's profits. So the cost of risk is reduced, which may increase. Why you are reducing the risk? So increase the profit of the company. The cost of risk is a risk management tool that measures a certain costs. So in the risk management, you are incurring the costs to have that. So that also has to be reduced. These costs include premiums paid. So if you are going for insurance, premiums paid, retained losses. So if you are going for a retention, for amount retention, you are undergoing a loss. So if you are investing in something, a profit would have come. So it is, that is a loss amount. Then loss control expenditures, outside risk management services. So you non-insurance transfers, you are giving a, asking other parties to insure you and all, outside risk management services. Then financial guarantees. So for the guarantee also sometimes you have to pay. So some companies give you guarantee, you know that for the guarantee additional payments are there. Internal administrative costs, sometimes to have all these risk management control techniques and all, you are assigning a personal to that. Then taxes, fees and other relevant expenses. So all these what you call are reduced. So in the, if you have a risk management, formal risk management, these all things will be reduced. Then, because the adverse financial impact of pure loss exposures is reduced, a firm may be able to implement an enterprise risk management program that treats both pure and speculative loss expense. So we are mostly dealing with the pure loss expenses. So what is happening to the property or to the what you call financial matters. Now what it says is, because of your risk control and all, you are aware and you are reducing as much as possible risk. Therefore, it is a beneficial. Society also benefits since both direct and indirect losses are reduced. As a result, pain and suffering are reduced. See, because of all what you call risk reducing techniques which are used in, so what pain that incurred by the what you call society. Now, if a what you call pollutions and all not controlled by the company, that means environment will be polluted. Then safety measures of the employees are not taken, then the employees will be having the damages to their lives. So all these things, and this is a benefit not only to the organization, but the benefit is also to the general public. Therefore risk management is a beneficial technique. Yes, there are costs incurred, known that, but at the same time through the formal implementation, that loss will be reduced. But the spending a little amount with the this one what you call a risk control, so other things will also be controlled. So these are related to the risk management. So here I'll be closing the topic, that is risk management process and the benefits of risk management. In gist I have given. So in the next classes, so I'll be speaking about the individual or sorry, personal risk management. So this is related to the corporation risk management, how you can control, how you can have a corporate risk management. This is what. So individual risk management is similar to this, but a little slight differences will be there, that I will be speaking. So again I am requesting all the students to go through the classes regularly and make a note down, so that it will be a beneficial for you during the exam time. And if you are not going through and waiting for the last minute, absolutely you will be the loser. Thank you.